No, you're just dreaming that, I'm sure.
Hi, this is my series called Vinny G's First Reel. Uh, this is the intro, and this is going to be the intro you see for all of the episodes. So if you want to skip forward, you can. I'm going to try to keep it short, but uh, this is a show about watching the first reel of a movie, first 20 minutes usually, give or take. And then this might be a show about watching skits, short things, anything, between 15, 20 minutes, I'm good. That's why I'm figuring, well, the 15, 20 minutes of a movie, I'll just do the beginning of the movie. And then I'll leave, if I can, I'll leave a link to the rest of the movie, the whole movie, so that you can see it in its entirety. So, having said that, uh, I want to say that I'm going to try to put this up every Saturday night, uh, 11:30 probably. I'm trying to compete with Saturday Night Live. Ha! But anyway, um, this will be up hopefully every Saturday night, 11:30, because I want it to be a late night thing. I feel like all these things I'm going to talk about are really the best late at night, and that they have a nuance, I guess, when you watch them late at night. But I also don't, if you want to have a beer, hey, I got one here. I got a beer here. It's almost done. This is going to be the last of it. This is late. So, anyway, enjoy the series, and cheers. Now, let's have some fun. Ready? Ready. Okay, so this is uh, the movie that I said last week was going to be a companion piece to the movie I showed last week. I'm not going to name it yet. I'll name it after this one because I don't know if people haven't watched it. I don't like to put the names of the movies in the title because I'd like it to be kind of a surprise. That way, you're not expecting something already, and or if you've heard of it and you just, I don't want to watch that right now. So I just thought, well, I'll make it into I'll just name it number one, number two, number three. When you watch it, you'll find out what the movie is. So last week had a movie about sort of a soldier that came back from the war in a supernatural way. And then I said that this week's movie would be similar, and it is, but it's different. And I think the great thing about this movie is not, it's in the horror vein, but technically it's not supernatural. And you'll understand what that is when you see the movie. It's almost like Last Man on Earth, the second movie I had on this first reel. It's trying to sort of debunk the supernatural in some ways, and it has a character who is a very lonely person, uh, and definitely has a mental issue. And but there's a sweetness about this character. That's what's so, you know, it's just an interesting movie. And that was my phone. And so, uh, it has a quality that you want to root for the guy, but at the same time he's doing these heinous things, and uh, it's about a delusion of vampirism. The great thing about it is that you can see the name on my T-shirt here. And by the way, I'm never going to do a review, probably never, of Night of the Living Dead because, again, I want this series to be outside stuff. Everybody's done this one, so you know, I don't probably have any much more to say than what everybody else says, good or bad. Anyway, this movie is directed, yes, by George Romero, one of his early ones, and it is it's a drama, really, in a lot of ways, but there's a lot of action. That's what's weird. He's such a great editor. He usually edited his own films, and he's great at just quick cutting and moving things from here to there, having simultaneous action. That's another thing that's really interesting about this movie. And he also has a debunking of the romanticism of vampires and Dracula, and he kind of shows that it's all from the movies and gothic horror, and then he contrasts it with this sad kid uh, who's just in a bad way, like the other movie, but in a different way. He's alive. This guy's alive. He's a human being, and I think I always saw this movie and thought of Johnny Depp really as being someone that could play this character. Really, John Amplas is the actor who plays Martin, and he does an excellent job of being that just quiet, unassuming, but has this weird charm about him, even when he's just being, let's say, psychopathic, if that's a soft word for it. But anyway, and I have a new mic, by the way, so I hope this helps. And so let's go ahead and watch this movie, and you get an idea that it's really a character study in a lot of ways. And there's the person he lives with, the old man. He's a great contrast, and in fact, he's the Van Helsing in some ways. So let's watch George Romero's Martin.
All aboard! Morning. Morning. Morning.
Everybody's going to Pittsburgh, by the way, if you didn't hear that.
10 hours Pittsburgh. Walker on your run. Adam traveling alone?
All alone.
Shall I wake you for Pittsburgh?
No, I'm going to New York.
The Apple.
Right.
Thank you and good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Let me say, the music is very haunting. I love this soundtrack. It's sad, lonely, longing. It reminds me too of, if you ever saw Dirty Harry with Clint Eastwood, the end of Dirty Harry when he tosses the badge and says, "That's it, I'm done." And it has a similar, that, I don't know, it's a weird electric piano, I guess. Beautiful. He's traveling alone on a train into the toilet, as it very clearly states down there. By the way, again, I do have my my wine. Let's just say it's time to drink some wine. Now, at first, when you see him go in the bathroom with the needles, and you almost think it's a junkie situation, right? Nope. Everybody's a locksmith, lockpick. The toilet. How unromantic, right? This is how Romero does that genius of contrasting. Oh my God, I forgot. Dawn of the Dead, anybody? Again, though. Oh man, can you imagine?
Please don't. I just want you to go to sleep. Please.
Pretty rough stuff, man. Listen, Romero didn't pull punches. He was a director who didn't fear what he was showing on the screen.
Bitch. Just some sort of freak rapist asshole.
Oh my God.
Fucker.
What a struggle, huh?
Don't scream.
What was in it? Tell me. What? Damn it, why won't you say something to me? What the hell do you want? Do you want money? Come on. There's something here. You can ask what you want. I have a lot of money.
Oh, look
Someone
at,
shot me.
It's all right.
she's going down.
I'm always very careful with the needles. It won't hurt you.
You're always very careful.
He's
It
a
won't
nice
hurt you.
guy.
It's just to help you
Tell
sleep.
me what was in this
Help
shot.
you
Why
sleep.
want me to sleep? Why don't you just take
It's
what you want and
important.
go?
Don't you understand?
I
It's
won't
important
tell
to me.
anyone
It's
you're
important
here.
to me. I'm always very careful with the needles. So it puts you to sleep. And it doesn't hurt. It's very important.
Man, this movie is just... It's real. It's too real, right? And he's got a whole... It's funny how he has everything all set up. He knows what ahead of time what to do, all lined up, timing, the drug. But the thing that winds up sort of, outdoing him is his miscalculation of reality. He's going off whatever romantic fantasy of vampires he has, but then reality is just like it's just dreadful. It's not this wonderful thing. It's this psychotic, murderous behavior. George Romero, that's the wine talking. George Romero was good at character studies, really, in some ways, and also social commentary. That's what Dawn of the Dead was all about, talking about society and consumerism and, eating things up, whether it's too much food, too much consuming mall goods. So he doesn't just fool around when he makes these movies. That was a Tom Savini effect right there. Again, Tom Savini did do the effects for this movie. So, and this was really sort of the beginning, I think, of his relationship with George Romero. There's another train thing. I didn't realize the connection with the train and Horror Express, but I mean, Hitchcock did train movies. It's always kind of a staple in some ways of horror or suspense to do a train movie. Trying to make nice. Christine Forrest, she later went on to marry George Romero. Again, this is what Romero's forte is, sort of a lot of quick shots, close-ups, and all put together to convey what's going on as a linear thing. But it really draws you into a lot of the detail without having to explain things, you know. Donald Rubinstein, the music. Thank you, Donald Rubinstein. Or Steen. Michael Gornick was one of Romero's, used him most of the time to shoot his movies. There you go. Now, again, it has to be sort of made clear, even though it's not made clear right now in the movie. Gotta see how far I am. And this is, for all intents and purposes, this is not a vampire, a real vampire. This is a delusional person. That's where you see his interactions with normal people come out. Now he's like, oh shit, that's the girl I just killed. No, she's the girl they're looking for is over there. Oh, okay. He's like, excuse me. He just wants to get out now. A whole different
You're Mark
situation.
Matthias. I'm Kuda. Come.
Kuda.
We must take another train.
Another train. Yeah, that happens when you travel. One train is cross like state or cross country. Then it hits you at a big station, and then you have to unload and go to a smaller station to get into the city, or the suburbs, or wherever you live. Again, the music's nice. So this is Pittsburgh, mid-70s. I think this, from what I caught on the, when I clicked on the title, it was 1976. Interesting, that's the bicentennial year. I know there's a parade in here, and I can't remember if that had to do with that or not. But nice relationship, characters between Martin and Kuda. Dressed in all white, you know. Look at these shots of the smoke stations. Oh, now restroom again. No door, or he doesn't close it. I don't know. Just like a comment on just the dirt town they're in right now, right? Night of the Living Dead. Doesn't say anything.
Ronnie!
Again, nice old cars. You know, I was a young child in the 60s till about 63, and then I was 10, and then, or 73, I was 10. And from then, you know, from all of the 70s, it was just a weird influence. Again, trash yards, demolition, you know, scrap metal. Industrial is Pittsburgh, among other things. I hate those tennis shoes on the line, man. I can't stand seeing that. There's different arguments over what it means. And the dog is upset. He's like, he wasn't using the cane there. He got up the steps all right. All an act. Or the cane is a weapon, maybe. Nice shots of the neighborhood. Big stack. Look at that chimney stack. East Coast, a lot of brick. You know, a lot of storms, hurricanes, and
Nosferatu. Nosferatu.
Reside ergo in nomine Patris et Filii Spiritu et Sancti.
Vampire. First, I will save your soul. Then, I will destroy you. I will show you your room.
well, Cuda got a big problem with Martin. That's definitely sure. Look at all the crucifix. People never understand the difference between a cross and a crucifix. And that's how you can tell Catholic, because churches that just have just a cross, that's not Catholic, man. Even if they have statues and the stained glass windows, no. If it's a cross with no Jesus, no, that ain't Catholic. Gotta have the Jesus on there. And so Romero was Catholic. He understood those themes, idols and symbols.
Hungry!
You may come and go, but you will not take people from the city. If I hear of it a single time, I will destroy you without salvation. You may not enter my room. When I wish to speak with you, I will. My granddaughter stays with me. You will not enter her room. I have told her not to speak with you, but she will. You will not answer. Tomorrow you may rest. Next day you work in my shop. I've been told you are imbecile. Can you speak? Speak so I can hear your voice.
Speak, Nosferatu. He just eggs him on. That's the thing about this character. It's just like, oh.
Malorum redit
He encourages
fomes vitiorium,
the delusion.
qui stas et resistas.
You will not enter my room, Nosferatu. You will not enter my room.
You will not take family blood.
There isn't any magic. There isn't any magic. It's just a sickness.
Nosferatu. Nosferatu.
I am your cousin. I am your cousin, Martin. You see? You see? You see? You see? It isn't magic. Even I know that. It isn't magic.
Oh, that shot of that Jesus God. That's a tough scene. There's normal Pittsburgh. Right. Waiting for his shop to open, I guess.
You need help here, Kuda.
Sorry I was late. Nosferatu came to my house.
You'll see him here. He's going to help me.
Oh, isn't that
Yeah, he's
nice?
gonna work there, that's
Bill?
right.
Like you? Oh, like all of us, you mean. How long has it been since a young man moved into Bragg?
Actually, he
Oh,
is a
no.
young man. Not even 20.
Young man in the house with Christina? Related or not, I don't think it's right.
But Mrs.
Oh.
Bellini,
You shouldn't have it, Kuda. How will it look?
it looks as you want it to look, Mrs. Bellini. My family knows how to behave.
Maybe. Oh, this is great. Shows you how it's done, too. He's like Penn and Teller. A little bit of wine left. Okay. The granddaughter.
You must be Martin. Is Tata Kuda
That's
home
George
yet?
Romero's wife for a time. Before he passed, I think they were split, but during his heyday, I think she was with him.
Hey, what's happening?
Busted. Look at this. This movie is so gritty, you know, it's got that 70s grit that movies like Taxi Driver and Mean Streets, the Martin Scorsese type movies. Dirty Harry was very gritty. Excuse me. I was waiting for that.
Do you like stuffed cabbage? Well, it's Tata Kuda's favorite, and around here things are done his way. What? What? Couldn't hear you. Oh, I didn't know you were listening. That's a crazy talk show. On all night from 6 to 6.
Oh my God, the talk show, I
I'd
forgot.
call him if we had a phone.
That becomes an important theme, too, through the
You
movie.
believe that, no phone.
It's one of
Well,
those
Tata
call-in
Kuda and I had a terrible
shows where
fight about
call in and talk about whatever crazy
And I'm gonna
thing
have one put in my room.
or crazy
as
person
long
you
as I
are.
pay for it,
They'll
and
listen.
as long as the bell doesn't ring too loud.
She had some Vine.
Say, would you like to have a phone? I mean, an extension could only be a few dollars more, and I could make the arrangements for you, and, well, we could share the expenses at the end of the month. Well,
Secret phone.
you let me know if you want one, okay?
Again, this movie has some drama, you know. I mean, it's not, you might not want to watch it too late. Might be a little too slow for late. Definitely after, sorry. Definitely after, 9:30, 10 o'clock. You can handle it. The trick. He's like, what is this bullshit?
Put your finger in there.
Uh-huh. Are you kidding? You just chopped a thing with it.
Oh, I can't.
Try it.
No, I can't put my finger in it.
He'll do it.
It has two blades.
Oh,
a real
nice.
one
Here
and
you
a
go.
slip
Watch
blade.
how
You
it
hold
goes.
the real one and pull the slip blade up. Things only seem to be magic. There is no real magic. There's no real magic ever.
Hello, Arthur.
Oh, yes. Oh my God. Okay, this is a good time to stop. But here we go. There's Tom Savini.
It's a good town. Well, I hear there's work there.
Ah, there's work everywhere, Arthur. People just don't bother to look for it.
I'm talking about decent work. With
Without
decent
his
money.
mustache. Early on, he was trying to do acting. He did acting and stunt work. Like, makeup effects were only part of his job.
Watch the game here. Kuda will like that. Come on, what about me? I promised him. He's been bugging
So
me.
I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, we're at 24 minutes into the movie, so we'll stop here. Again, I could go on, watch this all night. George Romero, again, great director. And even early on, you can see his flair for atmosphere, getting in tight, but also the dialogue is just...
All you want to do is sit down and watch the games and just let everything just pass by. And
We have to get in the car. We gotta drive all the way out there.
And again, here we have a lonely kid who's... he's a psychopath, really.
Come on, give me a break.
No way to describe it. And I think he's looking for help.
Nosferatu.
But Kudo ain't gonna give it to him, and it just goes downhill from there. It starts to go uphill, of course, as a good movie does. You begin to feel like, hey, he's gonna be all right. And, well, just watch the whole thing. I'll have the link for it downstairs. And check out what it's like being a grocery carrier in Pittsburgh in the mid-70s when you think you're a vampire. All right, I'm checking out now.
Oh, you must be Martin. Just a minute, son. I'll get my purse. Go around to the side. Go around to the side. This is for the meat. And this is for you, Martin. Okay?
Well, that was quick. I didn't expect you till later this afternoon. It's good that you caught me. I was just going to run down to the state store. I can give you a ride back downtown if you like. Why not? Such a long way. Let's go.
There's no magic. Teeth are falling out in front of me. Wow. Martin is... we just got started now with the girl. I let you watch it a little while. And she is like almost a potential love interest, or at least a crush, you know. And then you wonder, is he scoping her for, you know, blood? Well, let's just say, without giving anything away, that there is a great home invasion scene. And the reason it's really good is because George A. Romero, he is so great at editing that he could take like the most mediocre thing and go chop up so much. And what he does is get deep into close-ups of things that you don't normally look at close, but it helps you to get in on the action, I guess. Oh, the home invasion scene is probably one of the best home invasion scenes ever, really. And, you know, this is coming from the 70s, so obviously there's going to be some, you know, technological differences between then and now, but just get in the moment, you know, and that's what it's about. And this movie is about Martin trying to adapt. He believes he's an old vampire, but he wants to, you know, adapt and be normal, I guess. But, you know, there's a lot of things in his way, including his own delusions and his own impulses, which he believes are true. And so that's going to, you know, that gets him in trouble. And at the end, you have to watch it. I don't want to give it away at the end because it's so brutal. And the talk show is a great thread for him explaining himself. So there's a radio talk show that goes on. That's when he gets the phone in the room that the sister or the daughter, the cousin, whoever. It's all confusing, but Kuda's a cousin somehow, so we don't really get that family history. But anyway, you got to watch the whole thing. It's really one of those, almost like Hitchcock, you root for the bad guy. Martin is so off the walls, but there are times when he's doing mean or horrible things to innocent people, and you're almost like, oh, come on, you could get away, or you can, you know. It's really a confusing movie as far as emotions and ethics, I guess you could say, but it's so good. Watch this movie. It was before he did Dawn of the Dead. He did a movie before this, I think, called Season of the Witch, which is another sort of character study, but again, not supernatural, even though the title looks like it. And he did The Crazies right before Dawn of the Dead. And The Crazies, you can see, is almost like a prequel to Dawn of the Dead, even though Night of the Living Dead is supposed to be. But, you know, The Crazies is almost this in-between chapter. But, you know, I might do that one if I feel like it. But I got so many other ones coming. And next week it's going to be weird. I'll be honest with you. So I don't want you to get all... I've been hyping it for myself because I really love this movie. but it might not be everyone's cup of tea, and so, or cup of blood. So it's going to be weird and different and out there, but really artistic. I feel like, I don't know. It's all up to you to judge, and that'll be episode 6, and that'll be the last one for a week. I'm going to take a break. Um, I'm trying to figure out a routine to do these. So I feel like 6 is a good break, and then October's coming, so that's going to be Halloween month. I have at least 2 or 3 titles set. I might open one up to suggestion. Some people want to suggest things, and I will say that it's not going to be always horror. I will go into comedies and other things, but I feel like since we're going into Halloween and coming towards the end of the year, and with all this COVID and everything going on, this is a good theme for right now. Season 1, I feel like season 2, I'm going to open up a little more, but it will still be horror influenced, I suppose. And so let's say goodnight. Look for next week's. That'll be the last one for another week. I'm going to skip a week, so enjoy it. And thank you, everybody, for watching. I almost forgot my blood. It looks clear because of the green light, but trust me, it's red. I'm not using the new mic right now because I don't have a place to put it, but I have new technology. So good night. I'm going to take another one. And we'll see you next Saturday. Do you hear it? They're coming for me, Martin.